type of money that can only be spent for a specific number of reasons. And some worry about that state control or whatever. But like in this particular narrow use case, you want to give checks to individuals to get the economy moving again.
Yeah.
So if you think of programmable money that expires if you don't spend it.
Uber, Bitcoin, self-driving cars. Combine those three together and you have the self-owning taxi. A car that is a corporation that owns itself, pays for the car lease, the car insurance, and the gasoline from the revenues it makes, giving passengers a ride, and there's not a single human involved in that matter.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
And also, I do believe the role of crypto is it's digitizing gold. Bitcoin is an international asset.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. Now, guys, I told you in 2023, in the first quarter, we would get an event, and now we have the banking collapse, which the master magicians pulled off the perfect distraction. And at the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, guys, we're going to have another main event. Now, of course, the markets will still pump and dump until we get that next crisis. Guys, we know they're going to pull that rug. And all we have to do is watch the Fed to know exactly when that's about to happen. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids' books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. We all know this channel is shadow banned. Now, guys, in my Patreon, I keep you up to date with the New World Order events, and then also I give you the New World Order cryptos. But of course, you have to do your own research. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And guys, we had Bitcoin and crypto pump slightly this morning, now pulling back. And we had CPI numbers come out, and guys, we know these are false numbers. When we go to the grocery store, we can see it's all about corporate greed. A small bag of chips, $2.49. That used to be $2 for $1. But of course, the mainstream media is going to be pushing the agenda. Remember numbers? You can play magic tricks with them. And we know the NWO are the master magician. Now, guys, do not forget to pay attention to the actual indicators. As we can see, they were pushing down yields. Also, the dollar being pushed down. And of course, that's going to help stocks, cryptos. It's all manipulation. And in crypto, we do have a volume lower. We have Tether USDC. And we have EU MICA says that stablecoin rules will go into effect June of 2024, but they need to get ready now. Also, playing the Hegelian dialectic, we have India's central bank says the stablecoin poses existential threat to policy sovereignty. So guys, we know that we're going to have CBDCs and stablecoins to replace the current paper system that we have right now. But in order to get there, they have to play the Hegelian dialectic for the sheep. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, guys, we have the Fed repo at 1.7 trillion. And as we can see, guys, as the repo is going down, it pumps the market. I'm not your financial advisor, not financial advice. Please do your own research. But keep an eye on Janet Yellen. But guys, we clearly see this was all a bigger plan, and we can date it back to January. So as Janet Yellen was tapping those retirement funds, it was pumping the market. Now she's tapping the repo and is pumping the market, is maintaining it when we know all of this should have collapsed. So guys, we can clearly see the Fed is holding this thing up. This is how bad things really are. And if the masses understood numbers, they would get in the lab. Because guys, you do not want to be caught on the wrong side of history. And remember the phrase, soft landing, hard landing, and what is that for? For the fourth industrial revolution. Are we going to have a hard one? Or are we going to have a soft one? But they definitely want to bring the machines in and the masses to go in the metaverse. And I'm going to go over that later on in the video. But guys, do not forget we have Fed now coming this month. We know they need plenty of liquidity, but they're starting off with a few banks. And that's going to start loading up. And we know that banking crisis is coming right around the corner, but they have to set up that distraction. And then, of course, we have Jerome in the house this month also. And we know he's going to say it's going to be data dependent. And the mainstream media is saying they're going to raise rates. But guys, we know we don't need to raise rates anymore. But if they do, it's just hurting the market even more. And we know a lot of the central banks are definitely not done, especially in Europe. They still need to raise. Now we have the Russian parliament passes a digital ruble bill. And we'll see whether that goes through. But we know Russia and China has a bigger plan. Now we have U.S. senators that have classified AI briefing at the White House. And I'll definitely update you on that. And we have the EU announces Web 4 and virtual world strategy. And we know places like Saudi Arabia are definitely leading in the virtual world, the metaverse. But guys, I sent that link in the Patreon. Make sure you look it over because we know seeing is believing. Remember, your life is an illusion and TV is your reality. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, guys, we have Grayscale in about 25.5 billion. And we have CBOE refiles 5 Bitcoin spot ETFs to include Coinbase surveillance agreements. And guys, we know this is definitely all on agenda. I've been over it in several videos, but it's just crazy how the SEC goes after Coinbase and Grayscale about the spot Bitcoin ETF, and all of a sudden we have all these banks coming in at the same time. But getting over into a little crypto news, we have Coinbase Wallet launches on-chain messaging feature so users can interact directly on its platform. And we know Coinbase is leading this digital transformation. And we have Kathy Wood's ARK sells 135,000 Coinbase shares as coin has $90. And we know Coinbase and Bitcoin has been moving in lockstep. Now we have Lightning Network Wallet Phoenix adds splicing to reduce payment fees. And that helps shrink liquidity on that single transaction. Also, we have StarkNet deploys Quantum Leap upgrade, boosting network throughput. And of course, guys, that's speeding up transactions. Now we have Bank of China test SIM card NFC payments for Digital Yuan, teams up with China Telecom and China Unicom. And guys, as we see, if we look at what China is testing, they're in front of the masses. If we look at the United States, we're testing, but it's behind the curtain before they bring it to the masses. So that's why I let you know the emerging markets are ready to flip the switch in 2024, and the United States will follow in 2025. I see regulation on crypto next year and then drive it in 2025. Remember, they have to bring in that big distraction where the people want to beg for it. They want this free money. So therefore, the masses don't feel like they're forced to take it. They want to take it. They're going to beg for it. Remember, the NWO calls the problem, wait for the reaction, and run in with the solution. And remember, the C word was the test. They got the free money before, but this time it's going to be airdrop and it's going to be programmable, telling you what, where, and when and how to buy, and you have 3 to 6 months to spend it, or poof, it's gone. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And lastly, guys, we have Ripple may be in trouble after a United States District Court judge refused to rule on if a secondary sale of library credits constitute a security. And guys, you already know how I feel about this Ripple SEC XRP case. It's all a big distraction. Look how long it's lasted. But we know, just like all great movies, guys, it's going to end with a bang, and it's going to help get rid of 99% of these cryptos. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you, don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.